So welcome back there, guys. Welcome back to Digger Detecting. Welcome also to a cracker day outside. However, as you can see, we're just in the back room at the moment, and the reason being is to just show and share what I've been up to lately. So we are getting out for a detect today. I've just heard Luke pulling up in the driveway right now. However, what I wanted to show before we get to this site is basically the coin display board that we're going to make up for the landowners. We are headed back to the old farm paddock today where the old fruit trees sit, and basically, as you'll see, this is all the stuff that we've found in those previous hunts. And as I said, I was going to make up a little bit of a coin display board for the landowners there. So we've got some hessian, we've built some a little bit of a frame out of some old wooden pellets, and laid all the finds out there. They're not glued down just yet. However, these are a few others that I've done, and these are glued down. As you can see, they can stand upright and nothing falls off. So we've got a few miscellaneous relics on that one there. We've got keg taps down on the floor here, and another one full of belt buckles. So pretty cool, nice pieces, and a great way to display them. So, and it cost me nothing. The pallet wood is free, apart from a bit of the hessian and glue and a bit of my time. So awesome stuff. As you can see, we've got a lot of more relics here to pick and choose from and build a few more in future. So all stuff that I've previously dug up over the years with the Equinox 800. So anyway, as I said, Luke is here now. It's a ripper of a day outside. We're going to get all the gear in the car and get up to the old farm paddock where the fruit trees sit and see what else more we can find today. Rightio, so here we are back on site, back to the old farm paddock, and what you have not seen is we've been detecting for the last hour or so. We've just stopped for a quick break, a quick bite to eat and a drink. It is extremely hot, and not only that, we have had some neat finds in the past hour. So just give you a quick run through what I've done there. No coins for me just yet today. However, we have the old forks, and we have the little vent cover, grate grill, the old spoon, a brass handle, a few bits and bobs there, a few bits of rubbish off to the left there. So not only that, Luke has found some awesome, had some awesome finds. He's actually pulled out a couple of coins already. So there you go. He's smashing me, isn't he? He's got the 1916 Commonwealth 1 penny and the 1900 Britannia seated English full penny. Awesome stuff. And what I love most is the old belt buckle here. That, as said to Luke, that has to be about the 30th belt buckle coming out from this site thus far. So awesome stuff, a few neat little finds, and as I said, we're having a bit of a break, a bit of a cool down, and as you'll see in front of me, we have the little 6-inch baby's hand, the little sniper coil to test out on the Equinox 900 here, and that's something that I have never ever done, so I'm going to be very, very interested to see how it goes. And what I'm going to be doing after lunch is working this very, very trashy area right in front of me. You remember on the first visit here, just about a metre away, we hit on all the glass and a few pennies, and we even got the wonderful little porcelain girl's doll head, or part of her face out, a bit broken, but you could make out what it was. So that's what we're going to do, put the little 6-inch coil on. It's going to give us a lot better separation and help individualise those targets in this very, very trashy area. And we're going to see what else we can find, and hopefully hit on a coin and match up there with Luke. Who knows, we might even snag that silver. Let's set it up. So we have done it, just working our way around, still in the dump, and I just flicked this shovel full of dirt out really quickly, but can you see what I can see hiding on the back of that plug? We've got a little coin impression with some copper verdigris cancer going on there, so you know what that's going to be, don't you? We've got ourselves a little penny working in the dump. Now where did he go? I've lost him. Oh look, nice bit of china. We'll take him and put him on the coin display board. He was in here somewhere. I had the pinpointer on. Let's keep it on and let's find that coin. Where did he go? He's not buried, so that's not it there. That's a rusty nail. I've honestly lost this coin. Aha! There he is. I can see a hint of green. Look at that. That is our first coin, swapping over from the 11-inch coil over to the 6-inch coil, and we've got ourselves a nice little half penny. There's where the copper verdigris cancer was resting on the dirt plug there. So how cool is that? Awesome. It would have been better if it was a silver, but also nice to be finding any coin here still. You remember how many pennies we got out of here? And we only got the 2 silvers so far, so oh dear, he's a hard one to read. I don't know if we're going to be able to get anything off that guy. He's not one that's going to go in the display board either, with all that copper verdigris cancer going on. He will ruin everything else that's in there in the display board. So I think I'm looking at Queen Victoria there. Yes, I am. Once I've held him around the right way now, I can ID that coin. So Queen Victoria, it's going to be an early one, I would presume, or a little bit later, sorry, presume up around the 1880s, 1890s. So awesome stuff. Our first little half coin. We can't ID him properly, however, that's all that matters. We've got a coin on the board. We're catching up to Luke. We just need to find 2 full pennies to catch up with him and to be level with him. So, or even better, a silver coin. Let's keep hunting around the dump here. Let's see how we go. So yeah, that little 6-inch coil is just a bloody ripper. Look at that. We've walked off from the lunch bag. We got our first penny somewhere over here there, little half penny just coming out in that last clip, walking about 1 meter away, and bingo, we have our next coin. There you go. I've caught up to Luke straight away. We've got another little half penny coming out. You can see the coin impression there on the dirt. I've got a heap of ants biting my knee at the moment too. So we're going to have a bit of an idea of this coin, a bit of a look at him, and then we're going to continue on to the next one. That is just awesome though. 2 little half pennies. Look at all those ants. Get off. Oh, they're biting me. 2 little half pennies though, coming out within the meter of each other. I just said to Luke, you can really see the difference that 6-inch coil makes, because to be honest, this ground has been walked over many times in the last 3 visits here by myself and Luke, and we had not snagged him. So awesome stuff, working through the really rubbishy, trashy, dumpy area, and we've already hit on 2 wonderful early Britannia coins. You can just see a seed of Britannia facing right on this guy. He's going to be 1880 or 1890, very similar to that last little half penny. So unfortunately, the copper coins do not come out in the best condition, even though it's sort of sandy soil. The copper coins just don't survive all that well up at this site, so that's all right. We just need to work on finding those silver coins, don't we? And who knows, we may be able to do so with that ripper little 6-inch coil. So a 32 on the Equinox 900 gives us our next signal, and I'll tell you what, I really have not moved from underneath the shady fruit tree here. It's quite nice. We've got a bit of a breeze coming through too. Anyway, our next find coming out though, as I said, a 32 on the Equinox 900, and I must say I'll be hitting the camera on for every find for this afternoon, because we've missed 2 coins coming out, and also this little buckle coming out on camera so far. So not to worry, we will snag the rest on camera. Everything else that we find with that little 6-inch coil. I tell you what, I yelled out to Luke there before, it's really hitting on the targets, you know. This ground was sort of pretty much unworkable. We picked out what we could with the 11-inch coil, now coming back with the 6-inch coil. I tell you what, there's so many targets here, and we can actually isolate and hit on them with that little baby's hand 6-inch sniper coil. I just love it. So we'll continue on, and hopefully the next item that comes out we don't miss on camera. So I'm about to dig this next target out. It was a high 30, and what I was thinking though is, I said, oh, I'm not going to miss everything. So let's give you a listen. There you go, 38, 39, 3 bars of depth. A beautiful, solid, repeatable signal. That could be another little buckle. Luke's just wandered over too and said, how'd you go? What have you got since you put the 6-inch coil on? I said to him, 2 pennies and a little buckle, mate. And as he just pointed out, that makes us even. Apart from his coins being full pennies, mine only being the half pennies, but we've both got 2 pennies and a buckle now. So we are even Steven, which is really cool. I just need to find the silver. I'm sure there's one here. As I said before, you don't get that many pennies in one spot. You know, we've found dozens and dozens of pennies here now. You don't get that many pennies in one spot without a couple of silvers being there also. Well, we found the couple actually. We got 2 last week. I'm hoping for a 3rd. Just fingers crossed anyway. We'll see how we go. Another buckle. He's still in the back wall there. Let's have a look. Still there. We're playing with it. We need to open that up a little bit more. I just don't want to go hitting anything. It looks pretty easy to dig in. However, the ground is quite solid, quite tough. It's only once you break it apart that it falls into that sort of dusty, crusty soil. So look at that. We've got a little 12 gauge shotgun shell. That is awesome, with Melbourne written on it. There's a great website that you can use to help date these bullet shells, and it generally helps date the timeline of the site too. Basically all the shells being dropped here at the time. You can really put an age on it. So anyway, that's about it. 2 little coins and a buckle and a shotgun shell. We're going to stop for a little bit of a break now. When we come back, we're going to continue working this very trashy area. Null cicada, look at that bad boy. 88, 89 with only 1 bar of depth. That is a cracker of a signal. I don't think it's going to be a coin. It's not deep enough, and it sounds like it's too big an item. So it's going to be like an old buckle or an old plate or handle, or I don't know. I just love those really high tones though. They always get me super excited. Because I said, could be a buckle or a cow tag or a dog tag. It could be an old horse rein guide. There he is. No, that's a caught stone. Oh dear, I'm getting so excited on this target. I just love it. I said to Luke, uh-oh, I think we just hit it. I said to Luke too, look, one of us has dug a hole right there, mate. So how did we miss that target? Oh dear, I hope we didn't hit it. It sounded like we did. Let's go a bit further at the back. Horse rein guide? Maybe? He's still in there. Let's just see where he is. Like I know he's still there. Putting the pinpointer in though, you can really see where it blanks out. And wherever it blanks out, don't dig, because you might hit it. So we'll go around the back there. Oh, we've got him. We have got him. Oh, well, that's pretty cool. That's not what I was expecting. Oh dear, I was honestly expecting an old horse rein guide or a massive big buckle then. That is still cool though, the old cogwheel. We did hit him too, look at that. Geez, we're rough buggers. Got him, struck him straight in the side. That's okay, we can straighten this guy a little bit, and what I'm thinking straight away is put him through the tumbler and put him as part of that coin relic display board that we're making up for the landowners. So not everything is glued down yet, it's just sat in place, and I brought it up there this morning with me to show the landowners and see if they liked it, or if they wanted anything changed or included or added into there before I do glue it all in place and it can't be moved for future. So that is awesome, the old little cogwheel. We'll have to try and make room for him, as I said, on the display board. And there is our next one, 83, 84. Once again, a surface target. Tell you what, it's just amazing too. All this ground, you know, we're not far away from the fruit tree still. All this ground though, this very trashy area, I have swung over it with the 11-inch coil. So has Luke. And we didn't hit on these signals, or we probably did hit on them. And they probably just sounded like a jumbled mess. And we could not really ID or distinguish what was what. So the fact that we can come back here with that ripper little 6-inch coil and we can hit on all these targets, I think is just fabulous. How awesome that is, that piece too. You can see all the black charcoal ash layer around him, which tells me we are in the dump. We're in the burn off area. Look at that, we've got a heap of black on the base of the plug there. Not only that, flicking out of the hole is some melted glass. So 100%. I sort of suspected there from the first visit that this was the dump, but 100% we are definitely in the rubbish dump. It's strange though, because if this is the rubbish dump, where does it put the house? You know, we've got fruit trees to the right hand side of me, fruit trees to the left hand side of me. You presume that the house, the old cottage, sat right in between. However, with all the rubbish, all the trash coming out here, I just can't see it happening. I presume the house was sat up the back there, just a little bit further from where we're sitting now. So, whoops, we better put that one in the pouch. Otherwise, the coil, the 6-inch coil, we'll have to hit on him again. So, fill our hole in, and we'll get you on to the next. We've got our next target, a 50, a 51, 52, jumping around there, a few different numbers. He's got the solid 2 bars of depth on the screen. So not that deep. That could be a silver in the trashy, dumpy area with the 6-inch coil sniffing the coins out. It's doing a great job so far. I just cannot wait for that next silver coin to pop out, because I'm certain there's going to be another one there, or here, somewhere. Look at that. That is a little musket ball. Oh, what a ripper. What a bloody ripper. We found a couple of these already hunting here. That is another one. It's definitely not a sinker. Here's a very, very crude musket ball coming out of the old gun. So these I always put through the tumbler, and they clean up very, very nice too. Another one for the display board. Had to put in and share and show and present to the landowners. Just an awesome little piece. So there you go. A little lead musket ball. That comes in around the 50 range on the Equinox 900. What a ripper. So Luke's just walked over to us with a piece that he's just pulled out of the ground, not far away from the fruit tree. Once again, the fruit tree is where it's at. We're just looking there with the pins around the outside and the centerpiece there. I do believe that is an old fishing reel. A really, really cool piece. I never actually found one of those myself. To see one come out of the ground is just awesome. So I dare say that's what it is. All the line would have been in there, and the handle would have protruded from this side. You can see a little shaft coming out. He's probably snapped off, but you would have had a little handle out there. You would have wound the fishing rod, the line around the reel. So very, very cool. I only wonder how he mounted to the actual rod. Probably there where those two little pins are. You see how those two pins are close together, and every other one is separated, spaced out evenly. So I reckon that's where he mounted to the rod. The old fishing rod reel. Very cool. Great find. I was going to film this next guy coming out, this next signal that we had. However, I did not think it was going to be anything good. How wrong was I? Mid 50 on the Equinox 900, a 51 jumping up to a 54. We've got ourselves our first penny, the big boy. How awesome is that? And that's what we need to do to catch up to Luke too. Find a couple of full pennies. So I think Queen Victoria on the back of that one. Very hard to see. We ideally need a bit of water, don't we? The camera's not focusing on the coin that well either. Let's keep cleaning him up. Let's bring him back and have another look. Oh dear, he's been through a fire on this side. He's very, very hard to see anything. I can just make out Bunhead Queen Victoria on the back there, facing to the left. So I dare say, and about an 1850s, 1860s English Britannia penny, this guy. As I said, we needed that guy to catch up to Luke. We've got 2 half pennies so far. Now we've got a full penny. Luke has found there before 2 full pennies. So we need to find the silver to beat Luke. Can we do it? Holy moly, check out what our next target is. We've got the wonderful old horse stirrup coming out. What a bloody ripper. Generally when you find these, they're never intact either. They're always broken off up at the top there, separated into 2 pieces. As you can see though, this guy is complete. What a ripper. Just an awesome piece of history to find. He should have a little hole, a little slit up the top there too, where the leather would have come through. The leather would have hung him down off the horse for you to put your foot in. A lot of the time too, they have open cut channels in the bottom of the horse stirrups. I can't see them right now. They generally have open cut channels though in the bottom for when your foot goes in, scraping off all the dirt and the mud and letting it fall away underneath. I don't think that one has any in there though. Just looking at him, let me zoom in and give you a look. He looks like he's pretty complete there. He's definitely going to have a hole up the top there once we can clear him out. So that is a great piece to find. As I said, we don't often find them intact, so that is just awesome. We're going to fill this hole in now, and as I said, we are going to finish up very soon. We do need to get out of here. However, I am thinking once home, this could be a great piece we can clean up and put in that fines board for display and to share with the landowners for future. What a bloody ripper, the old horse stirrup. Yeehaw! So here we are, still digging away in the paddock like crazy cats. It is just gone at 2 o'clock PM too, so we're in the hottest part of the day now. As I said, we are crazy. We've got a next target here though. It is a 40, a 41, 42, jumping around there a little bit on the Equinox 900. Being a low 40 number, I'm thinking it might be another belt buckle. As I said there before, we've got so many belt buckles from this site being around the 40, or coming in around the 40 range, target ID range there. So we need to continue going down. The ground is toughened back up again now, as you can see. Every slice of the shovel is barely making a dent. Let's continue seeing where he is though, because we definitely don't want to hit this item, because I think it's going to be something good. Luke's wandered off too, down the back paddock, just have a bit of a suss out. So there's a fence line that connects this paddock and the next, obviously. As Luke said, I might just go into that next paddock, go past the fence line, which originally would never have been there. I can see something, and he's going to see what he can dig up. Wow, there we go. Oh, and it's beautiful. That is a great piece to put on the display fine board. As you can see, we've got the old face of the fob watch, which we may have hit a little bit there. We definitely didn't chop him in half. That's been like that for quite a while. However, I think we may have, oh dear, yes we did. We've definitely broke it now. Oh no. We're going to have to hang on to this guy very carefully, because that is a great piece to put in the display relic board for the landowners and present and pass over. Let's see if there's anything more in there. Pinpointer's on. There you go. That's all we're going to get. Just the face of the old fob watch. What a ripper though. How awesome is that? Rightio guys, so that is about it for us today. This being our very last target, showing up on the screen there. A 60, 61, oh there's a lot of numbers. 75, there's a lot of numbers as you can see on the screen. It sounds like a great target though, which is what we're going to dig, as said, and finish off for today out in the paddock here. So it is extremely hot. It's really those hot days really suck the life out of you, don't they? You've really got to keep yourself dehydrated. I said there to Luke this morning, I don't expect to go hammer and tong today. Just sort of take it easy and cruise, you know, do a bit of detecting, go into the shady tree, take a break, do a little bit more, and so on and so on. So I've had a good day, as I said, very hot, hard to work these hot days. However, if you do that, you can make the most of them. So I don't have to work today too, which is awesome. We've had all day to enjoy, not like our last hunt the other week where we signed ourselves onto the roster for an afternoon shift. We got out detecting in the morning. It certainly spoiled the day though, and we had to go to work. Are we finishing off with a coin here? I'm not sure. Right, he's still in the hole. I actually thought I had him loose then. I still need to go down a little bit further. Oh, I can hear glass crunching in the hole. That's not our target, although it's always nice to get out. Oh, look at that. He's got a very pretty gold gilded decorative flower showing up there. That's quite a pretty piece. Maybe one that we can put into the coin display relic board. Oh, there's another bit too. And stay tuned too, because when we get home, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share and show the display relic board. Not only that, I'll show everything else that's come out today. There we go. We can match the pretty flower up. So share everything else that's coming out today. And what we're also going to do on film is finish off that finds display board for the landowners. And next time we get up here, we can present it to them and pass it over to them. So what is that? Oh, wow. I don't know what it is, but it's cool. Look at that. I'm thinking part of a musical instrument straight away. I'm not quite certain though. Let's zoom in. Let's give you a bit of a look. I actually thought he was part of an old fence, you know, how the wire would run through there and the stake would go in the ground. It's not. Oh dear, I don't know what that is. Maybe that's the mouthpiece. Maybe that's the mouthpiece. I don't know. Maybe it's like a little horn or something, a little part of a musical instrument. So very cool. That's one for me to ID a little bit later. However, if you do recognise that piece as we're holding him here in my hand, be sure to drop a comment below, as I'd love to hear it. Love to hear it. He's quite an interesting little item there. We did hit him just on the base there. Maybe, as I said, where the mouthpiece is. So that is super cool. and another great piece to put in the coin relic board for once home. So I said stay tuned, because we're going to show everything coming out from today. Luke's finds with the Equinox 800, the 11-inch coil and the 6-inch coil that he's been running. And not only that, my finds with the Equinox 900 with the 11-inch coil, plus, as you would have seen for the last couple of hours, the 6-inch coil making quite a big difference too. So awesome stuff. That's about it for us today. As I said, we will get home and we'll show everything coming out, plus a show off our finds relic display board. We'll see you there. So welcome back there, guys. Welcome back to the messy room. Look at it. Coins and relics laid out on the bench everywhere. It's just crazy. I love it. I'm just not sure my partner does. However, she turns a blind eye nowadays, which is great. So as you would have seen in the start of this video, we have been making up some coin relic display boards. So this is all the stuff that I've found hunting over the years that I'm willing to put into those coin relic display boards. The rest of it stays in the display case. So we've still got to make a few more up. However, these are some of the ones that we have been making up over the last couple of weeks. So random relics in that guy there. We've got all keg taps in this one here in the center, and the last one is just all belt buckles. And I'll tell you what, I could make up another 15 of these. I have that many belt buckles, it's not funny. Not just what's on the bench there, I have hundreds more over hunting over the years with the Equinox 800. So it's just phenomenal. It's a wonder how anybody kept their pants up back in the day. Anyway, what we're going to show though is, as I said, all the finds that we've had in that the last few hunts there on the farm. And I tell you what, it's been phenomenal too, because this site I happened to find by accident. I was working there one day and I had to do a delivery up this road, and I drove too far. I went straight past the delivery address, but that was great because I happened to spot some old fruit trees out in the paddock and a modern house not too far away. So funnily enough, a week later, I actually had a delivery for that house. And upon talking with the landowner there, I sort of said, you know, what I do and who I am. And could I go up there and do a bit of metal detecting and see if we can't confirm a little bit of that occupation? Well, I tell you what, let me just zoom you in there. Some will have seen some of these items, but the last few hunts there, we have done just that. Definitely occupation amongst the fruit trees there. You know, 120-year-old fruit trees. You can't have them planted out in a paddock for no reason. And the house sitting beside was built in about the 1980s. So, you know, good 100 years difference easily there, and it just did not make sense. So getting out into the paddock with a metal detector certainly tells the story, doesn't it? Anyway, what we've got here in the pan, the gold pan, is all the trash found hunting there with Luke on that very hot day a couple of days ago. I have been busy at work, so I've been trying to finish off and shoot this video and finish editing and share it. However, it is a lot to do too, laying out all these relics, and between life and kids and work and school, and it's just flat out, so we try our best. Anyway, as you can see, we've got all the coins and relics there hunting with Luke on that very hot day. Just an amazing day. They are starting to thin out a little bit too, as you'll see. We do have a few coins there. As I said, we are working a lot harder for them though. So what we're going to do, as I stated in that video, we're going to put the pan aside. We might put him on the ground there. And what we're going to do is, with the finds relic board here, we're going to lay out some of our best finds and present and give this to the landowners. And look, that's just to say thank you, and you know, to show our appreciation for allowing them on their land and to have a dig. So what I did say though to the landowners is some of these more important special pieces, such as the 2 silver coins there, the old Victoria Police uniform button, I don't think it's appropriate to be gluing them down, fixating them in place forever. I think what we might do with those more important pieces, we'll put them on the board. However, we'll just blue tack them down so the landowners can, you know, remove them in future if they would like. So everything else will be glued down, excuse me. But first we need to clean up what we found hunting there and mix it with the rest of the items, and then we can start on our board. So we'll do that, we'll come back and we'll give you a look. Well, that is it, and I think we've nailed it. Look at that. The last 15 minutes we spent laying all the finds out on the treasure board here that we knocked up out of recycled pallets too. They look fantastic. I laid some hessian in the back, and with all our finds hunting at the old farm site for the past month or so, we've now been able to lay them out on the board, and something to give to the landholders for them to put in their lounge room or their house and enjoy. And I'm sure it's going to be a huge talking piece for future to come. So we've got some secondary relics and items too. I'm just showing you quickly, which will go back in the container, go back to the landholders. Let's face it, it is all theirs. But unfortunately we could not fit it all on the treasure board. So we've done the best we can. Another piece we could not fit on is the old gunpowder flask. I'm sorry, Luke, it's a little bit too big, mate, and we sort of struggled. You know, we did have him there. We were sort of mucking around, trying different things. However, it's just such a big piece, and it's just not right. So maybe, look, if you can find a smaller one next time, you know, that'd be great, mate. And we'll put him on display. I'm not asking for much, am I? What I sort of did though, my thought process behind putting the board here together was basically have the fob watch in the center. Let me take a breath. The first thing you want to do is create the sort of centerpiece there, which the fob watch really, you know, I think just works really well. So it creates that lost in time, the stuck in time vibe and feeling. And when you're looking at this whole board, and probably most likely the first thing you'll see moving down with your eyes, you'll probably next off see the coins and the dates. And that gives straight away a sense of feeling to the age of, you know, all the items and the history of these items here laid out on the board. So I think are fantastic, absolutely phenomenal. So, and look, I have to say thank you to Luke too, because some of these items are his. He found them, and he unselfishly donated them back to the landholders, to me, to put on the treasure board here for the landholders, I should say. And he didn't have to do that. You know, I sort of said to him, I've got a new permission, mate. If you'd like to come out and join me, you're most welcome. However, that's just sort of how I operate. And, you know, I did offer up the landholder all the finds that we found. And, you know, some want to keep everything, some don't want to keep anything. They just want to see it come out, whichever is fine by me. However, for Luke to come and spend hot days out in the paddock with the flies and the cows, digging through the hot dirt and the hard ground, I should say, you know, big thank you to Luke, because unselfishly you gave up all your finds, mate, and we can now present them back to the landholder with the rest of my finds, and I'm sure they're going to love it, absolutely love it. So anyway, that's the secondary stuff. Got to go back in the container, as I said, for the landholder. Everything else get glued down, taken back, and passed on. And I'm sure they're going to be very, very happy. So if you like this video, guys, be sure to drop a like and a comment below. Even yell out what you think about the finds board here, and let me know where you'd like me to go next. I'm all for it. I'm all for ideas. So anyway, that's about it. Drop a like, comment below, and I hope to see you on the next adventure, and we'll catch you then. Cheers.